All the events, live. All the news, live. It's all in one place, live, free and in HD, right here on the Speaker Network.
As we confront these crises our nation currently faces, the health crisis of the virus, the economic crisis of the impacts it is having on people's livelihoods, there are people doing just amazing jobs, great heroes. Of course, in our healthcare system, our nurses and our doctors, our pathologists, the paramedics, right across the board, the cleaners in our hospitals, all doing incredible work, and we thank them for it. But there's another group I want to talk about today, and that is our teachers. I want teachers to know from me, both as a parent and as a Prime Minister, just how appreciated you are and how important the job is that you're doing right now and how much you are needed. Teachers' place in our society has always been critical. You educate our kids. You create lifelong learners. What you do each day matters amazingly, and I want to say thank you. And at this time, as our nation fights this coronavirus, your role has become even more important. Your students and their families are relying on you more than ever. And as we adapt to the impact of COVID-19, the next few months will bring incredible changes for our education system. The education of our children hangs in the balance. During these times, many students will continue distance learning. It's a choice that they may have, some more than others. But we know for some families and students this won't be possible. And their education, what they learn, is at great risk of suffering this year. This will particularly be the case for families who are disadvantaged and on lower incomes. It's so important that children are able to keep physically going to school, particularly for these kids, the kids of workers with no suitable care arrangements at home to support their learning. It is even more essential for those vulnerable students who we know won't get an education at home. It's a sad reality that we know it's true and we need to face it. These children need you for our schools to remain open. They need you as our great teachers more than ever. We cannot allow a situation where parents are forced to choose between putting food on the table through their employment to support their kids and their kids' education. And I know teachers don't want to force those choices onto parents either. Because if we do, of course, thousands of jobs would be lost, livelihoods forsaken. The expert medical advice throughout the coronavirus to date has not changed when it comes to the safety of children going to school. They have consistently advised that the risk remains very low. The issue in our schools relates to the safety principally of teachers. And we know that some teachers are in a high-risk category themselves and they need to be protected against. The workplace they are in needs to protect them. We understand that. And it's also true that some teachers will have their own caring responsibilities that will keep them away from the workplace. That is also understood, particularly in these times. Returning to a classroom may not be possible or safe for those teachers, and we get that. Quite rightly, state and non-government education authorities are working on how to support and protect those teachers who continue with classroom learning or having other arrangements in place for them. Now, I know you want to be there for your kids in your school, particularly those vulnerable kids, those kids of parents who need to be at work, who need to send their kids to school. And I know teachers will be working with their school leadership to do everything possible to ensure we continue to give our kids the best possible education, even in these difficult circumstances. These are difficult days, but they will pass. We will get to the other side. We will get through it together. And our teachers are so important to our country, to our and how we make this journey from where we are now to where we want to be in the future. It's always been true. Our nation is very grateful for the work that you're doing as our teachers, and we need you more than ever. So thank you for everything you're doing. We will lose many things in the course of fighting this virus. One thing that I know teachers are united on with their parents is we do not want one of those things to be the loss of a child's education, giving up a whole year of their learning. So let's keep working together to ensure that we can be there for our kids, to keep them healthy, to keep them safe, but to keep them learning. Thank you very much.